6 महीने हो गए, 2025 के खत्म हो गए, 180 दिन बचे हैं। आपके न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशंस कैसे चल रहे हैं? हाउ आर यू डूइंग विद देम? आर यू एक्चुअली डूइंग एनीथिंग विद देम? कैन यू बी ऑनेस्ट अबाउट इट? कैन वी टेक सम स्टॉक टुडे? क्या हम हिसाब किताब कर सकते हैं थोड़ा सा? मैं आपको अपना बताता हूँ पहले, और बहुत ऑनेस्टली बताऊंगा। मैंने सोचा था 2025 में मैं बहुत बड़े बड़े काम करूंगा। मैंने सोचा था कि मैं अपनी बॉडी को बिल्कुल रिफ्रेम कर दूंगा। मैंने सोचा था कि माय एंटायर वर्क प्रोफाइल विल चेंज। I wanted to pivot, I wanted to build a personal brand, I wanted to bring out these messages. I wanted to polish this skill of speaking and of imparting meaning in these areas. 6 महीने पहले तक इस टाइप के वीडियो में नहीं बनाता था। 6 महीने पहले तक सिलेबस ऑफ लाइफ का नाम कोई जानता नहीं था। 6 महीने पहले तक कुछ भी नहीं था। दिस इज माई स्टॉक टेकिंग ऑफ व्हाट आई हैव डन इन द पास्ट 6 months। कम से कम 100 वीडियोस बनाए गए, बहुत सारे सब्सक्राइबर्स गेन करे गए, कुछ लाखों में सब्सक्राइबर्स गेन करे गए। एक यूपीएससी गेम का लॉन्च किया गया जो कि एक पैशन प्रोजेक्ट था, एक प्रॉपर प्रोडक्ट था। इट वाज बेसिकली एन एंटायर स्टार्टअप ऑन इट्स ओन। वो लॉन्च किया गया। उसको लॉन्च करने से पहले 1 साल की मेहनत लगी थी, जो कॉन्स्टेंटली करते 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 फाइनली 2025 में कल्मिनेट हुई। वो लॉन्च हुआ, वो बाहर गया। उस प्रोजेक्ट को एक क्लोजर पे लाया गया। टीम बड़ी करी गई, अपने बोलने के स्किल को और रिफाइन करा गया। बहुत सारे हाई इंपैक्ट वीडियोस बनाए गए जिसमें से कुछ बहुत अच्छे परफॉर्म करे। एक कम्युनिटी स्टार्ट करी गई और अपना ड्रीम प्रोजेक्ट, अपना लाइफ का जो विजन है, द क्राउनिंग विजन ऑफ माई एंटायर लाइफ इज दिस व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग एट राइट नाउ, द सिलेबस ऑफ लाइफ। द सिलेबस ऑफ लाइफ अकेडमी वाज लॉन्च्ड। एक ऐसा इनिशिएटिव, वो चीजें सिखाए जो स्कूल और कॉलेज कभी नहीं सिखाता। मोस्ट रूथलेसली प्रैक्टिकल थिंग्स इन द वर्ल्ड दैट नोबडी विल टेल अस, दिस विल टेल यू। एंड आई डिसाइडेड टू कीप द सिलेबस ऑफ लाइफ अकेडमी फ्री। उसके लिए उसका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, उसका कंटेंट, उसकी टीम, उसका विजन, एवरीथिंग वाज अलाइन्ड इन द पास्ट 6 months and we are here in the next 6 months and I honestly feel I have not yet done enough. ऊपर से तो हम सब लोग बात करते हैं कि जिंदगी का कोई भरोसा नहीं है। असल में अंदर से कोई भी ये पहचानना या कोई भी मानना नहीं चाहता कि हमारे साथ भी कुछ भी हो सकता है। कोई भी एक्सीडेंट, कोई भी बीमारी, कोई भी रैंडम इवेंट, और जिंदगी पूरी की पूरी पलट सकती है। सोच के देखिए, अगर आप अपने घर में कमाने वाले हो और आपको कुछ हो जाए तो क्या होगा ईएमआई का, क्या होगा इंस्टॉलमेंट्स का, क्या होगा अपने बच्चों की पढ़ाई का, क्या होगा महीने के खर्च का। ये सब सिर्फ एक चीज संभाल सकती है फाइनेंशियली, एंड दैट इज टर्म इंश्योरेंस। 600 से 700 रुपए महीने तक के प्रीमियम में करोड़ों तक का कवर मिल सकता है। छोटी सी प्लानिंग से फ्यूचर सिक्योर हो सकता है। जिंदगी प्रेडिक्टेबल नहीं है, पर आप रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो सकते हो। यू विल फाइंड अ लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन जहां पर आप बहुत ट्रस्टेड इंश्योरेंस पार्टनर्स के प्लान्स को कंपेयर कर सकते हो। यू कैन ऑल्सो गेट अ 15% डिस्काउंट एंड यू कैन चूज दैट टर्म इंश्योरेंस which fits your family and the needs of your family and yourself the best. The question is, what all have you done? To what extent are you satisfied with your progress? I am at a 50-50 to be very honest. Life changing, earth shifting चीजें मैंने नहीं करी. I think I have a long way to go, but I have a sense that I am going in the right direction because मैंने बहुत सोच समझ के ये steps लिए थे, और इन steps को लेने से पहले I had worked a lot on knowing myself, understanding myself, and then taking these steps, and now I think I am on the right track. But the question I am asking today is, are you in the right track? Let me tell you one thing though, 180 दिन हैं, 180 weapons हैं, 180 opportunities हैं, और क्या नहीं होता है इस दुनिया में। 6 महीने में क्या नहीं हो सकता। एंड हु डू यू थिंक इज देयर एनीबडी हु हैज नॉट हैड अ कमबैक? हर एक अच्छा एक्टर हर एक नई फिल्म में कमबैक कर रहा होता है और वो रिपीट पे कमबैक करता है। डोनाल्ड ट्रंप केम बैक। हु वुड हैव थॉट ही वुड बी एबल टू, बट ही डिड। आरसीबी जीत गई। कमबैक्स आर रियल। कमबैक्स तब होते हैं जब आप ईदर यू गो इनटू मंक मोड, और यू गो इनटू बीस्ट मोड, और यू गो इनटू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ मंक हाइब्रिड बीस्ट मोड। द क्वेश्चन इज, are you going to become something that you are proud of, or are you going to become something you are going to regret? You look inside the mirror. आप अभी जरा एक बार शीशे में देखो और आपको क्या लगता है आप देखो। In fact, if you want a little bit of reality check, why do you not take a minute, pause this video, take a minute, go inside your phone, look at your phone. Perhaps you are using the phone to watch this video. See your screen time for this week. See the screen time average for this week. Multiply that into 20. That is the amount of time you have spent looking at your phone. I don't know what you are doing in it, but you will also be able to see कौन से applications पे कितना time आपने spend किया है. If you are spending a lot of time on social media, at least 50% of those hours could have been spent in monk mode. They could have been spent in hybrid monk cum beast mode. The question is, what are you doing with it? You need to decide right now if the person you are today is the person you are willing to be on your deathbed. I started the video with death, and I don't think there is a better reminder for any action and orienting ourselves other than that terrible truth. So the comeback that I am talking about has nothing to do with a better job or a fitter body. This is a much larger comeback. ये better body, fitter body and all these things are just byproducts of the comeback. उससे पहले there has to be a complete rewiring of your discipline. There has to be a complete rewiring of your brain, of your expectations, of who you are, of who you want to become. That has to be defined and articulated. What were your New Year resolutions? Can I ask you? And can you be honest about it? Exactly क्या सोचा था आपने और उसमें से कितना अचीव हुआ है? On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you? Are you mad enough to chase it? Are you mad enough to chase it 6 months down the line? If 6 months down the line you're not chasing them, then you were never serious about it in the first place. And 6 months from now, the whole cycle will repeat. I'm sorry that this will hurt. आप क्विट करना चाहोगे 1000 बारी, आप 1000 बारी शायद क्विट कर भी चुके होगे. The people that are closest to you may not understand this new dangerous fire in your eyes. They might see it as obsession, but this is what you need. This is madness, and this madness is what gets you across. This madness is what makes you stand out. This is what will make you do things that otherwise nobody else will be able to do. This is what helps you stick 6 months after 6 months after 6 months. This is the survival of the best possible version of you. Now what are you going to do? The first thing you are going to do is you are going to identify yourself, and you will go inside your core and you will ask yourself some fundamental questions. You will ask yourself, who are you? Who can you not tolerate to become? Define the version of yourself that you cannot tolerate, that you will not respect. Define in words that version of you that you hate, that you would not even shake hands with. Define it. किस टाइप का इंसान है जो आपको बिल्कुल नफरत है? And are you going in that direction? Are you becoming that person? What will you do to not become that person? What will you do? What is your trigger? आपको किस चीज से शर्म आती है? क्या आपको शर्म आती है? Maybe you feel shame, maybe you don't. Maybe you are not driven by shame or by ego. Maybe you are driven by something else. Are you driven by systems? Are you driven by some other values? And if you are you chasing them? So the choice before you is not between success and failure actually. The choice is, are we going deep enough and finding the core? Because once the core is found, all these things are byproducts. These New Year resolutions follow होती है नहीं होती, हम वहाँ पे पहुँचते हैं नहीं पहुँचते, हम कितनी मेहनत करते हैं नहीं करते, हमारे गोल्स क्या हैं, वो कहाँ से आते हैं, from which place are they coming? You decide. Let us be realistic. I want you to write down what you want to be after 180 days. You will write it down, you will articulate it, and then we will break it down and reverse engineer it. But we will do it with some rules. I want you to write in one line, in one statement. क्या चेंजेस देखना चाहते हो आप 180 दिन में? आपके पास 180 दिन है, 180 दिन में बॉडी, माइंड, सक्सेस और पूरे के पूरे पैरामीटर चेंज हो जाते हैं, बट इट विल नॉट हैपन विदाउट पेन. डिफाइन व्हाट यू वांट एंड देन लेट अस रिवर्स इंजीनियर. एंड लेट मी आस्क यू दिस, अगले 10 दिन में क्या करना चाहते हो आप? What do you want to see in the next 10 days? In the next 10 days, we want reinforcement. हम चाहते हैं एक scaffold, हम चाहते हैं एक ऐसा framework जो हमको आगे propel करे, जो आदत बन जाए. हम कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो हम नहीं करेंगे. हम unnecessary के audacious goals नहीं करेंगे without knowing the core personality needs. Without knowing the core personality needs, any goal you set will basically fracture and it will not lead you anywhere. You need to know what you are built out of. You need to know what is your idiosyncrasy. You need to understand your uniqueness. You need to understand your individual personality, and thankfully, there are more than enough rules now to do that. The Big 5 personality inventory, every educated person should know. They should take it. बहुत अच्छी correlation statistical data already exist करती है जो बताती है किस टाइप की personality, किस टाइप के Big 5 traits, किस टाइप के correlates prove करते हैं in jobs, in relationships, in satisfaction. I want you to identify out of the 6 pillars of life. I will define 6 pillars of life. In the syllabus of life, there are 6 pillars of life. In 6 pillars में आपका सबसे ज़्यादा urgent area कौन सा है? The 6 pillars of life are as follows: health and fitness, wealth and finance, mind and knowledge, career and fulfillment, relationships and human psychology, and last but not the least, mindset. Which one are you stuck with? Which is of most urgent importance? I want you to define on a scale of 0 to 10, which is the most high priority right now. Career and fulfillment, is that fine? 0 to 10, how good are you doing in it? Maybe you're doing very well in your personal life. Maybe you're doing not so well in your career. Maybe it is reversed. I don't know, but we will define that. यही हैं 6 careers जिनको हमको optimize करके balance करके चलना है. यहीं से हमारे goals निकलेंगे, यही हमारी values define करेंगे, यही हमको बताएंगे कि हमारे को जाना कहाँ है. What exactly are we optimizing for? What will we be optimizing for will come to us when we excavate our needs, when we excavate our personality, and then we will be on our path. So first things first, you will first identify which one of these is most high priority, and then you will pick one goal for that pillar of life which is of the utmost importance for you. If you pick relationships, 180 दिन की जरूरत नहीं होती है रिलेशनशिप फिक्स करने में. रिलेशनशिप्स कभी relationships require enormous amounts of courage, but if you have the courage, one conversation can fix that relationship. If relationship is top priority, then all you are doing is most likely not having some conversations. कुछ difficult conversations हैं जो आप नहीं करना चाहते. You are evading them, you are avoiding them. Let us face the facts. Nobody is here, nobody is judging us. This is a no judgment zone. I have done these stupidities and I will probably continue to do them, but I will always self-correct and I will admit it when I have been stupid. And I have been stupid multiple times in my life. And I have been punished for it. But I don't see any reason why you have to do the same. Because frankly speaking, जब बेवकूफ़ी हो रही होती है तो पता होता है कहीं ना कहीं हो रही है और कंसिस्टेंटली होती है. फिर वो एक दो ऐसे रिलेशनशिप्स होंगे जो हमेशा अवॉइड हो रहे होते हैं, इवेड हो रहे होते हैं, नहीं करने होते हैं वो. समटाइम्स वी जस्ट नीड समबडी फ्रॉम आउटसाइड टू कम एंड आर्टिकुलेट एंड से दीज वर्ड्स. इफ इन दिस केस दिस वीडियो और मी is playing that role, then very good. If it is relationship, you have that argument, you have that conversation, you be a very calm, you want to put your doubt or put your fear in ChatGPT and it will give you a script to have that conversation, but you have that conversation. If that issue is career and if it is fulfillment related, you are going to first identify your personality. You will take the Big 5 personality test. You will identify what type of person you are and why you are not satisfied. What is happening? Are you highly introverted and you are being asked to do something which is highly introverted or vice versa perhaps? Is it something, are you craving human relationships? Are you craving the people facing role in your job and you're not getting it perhaps? It could be. Are you doing something you do not want to do? If not, what is going on? Where is the fulfillment? Where will it come from? What is lacking? We will identify that. I'll help you identify it. In fact, I will be trying to create some tools in the Syllabus of Life Academy which do precisely this. If it is finance and money, 180 days is not enough to completely change your financial health, but it is more than enough to lay the foundations of the habits that will compound like insanely voluminous results you will get. If you start investing, if you start that SIP जो आप अभी तक नहीं कर रहे हो, if you start making some money and that finance will compound if it is invested properly. I invest a lot of it in index funds. I don't have to think too much about it. May or may not give me enormous amounts of return, but एक discipline maintain है मेरा. और discipline maintain की वजह से मुझे पता है कि अभी नहीं तो बाद में when I really need it at a rainy day, मेरे पास कुछ है that I can fall back upon. And my family will have that support. You need to do that for your family. I mean, you don't only owe that to your future self, you owe that to your family as well. So that is not something you can ignore. If it is finance and wealth that you're worried about, then you sort that out. And it is as simple as this. All you need to do, invest more, make more, save more. That is it. The whole thing around it is nothing but is not supposed to be a mystery. It is not rocket science. You make more, you invest more, you save more. End of story. Find your ways, mitigate your risk, buffer your risk. Don't make any stupid investments. More than enough safe investments are there, but we don't do them because they're boring. We do not like to do them because they are not glamorous enough. They are not outsized outcomes. But 180 दिन में इतना डिसिप्लिन आ जाएगा और 180 दिन के बाद अगर आप अभी स्टार्ट करोगे, you will be surprised at the amount you will find in your bank account or in your savings account or in your demat account if you start now. Intellect and mind. Some people, many people want to be smarter. हम books खरीद लेते हैं, हम books पढ़ते नहीं हैं, हम बहुत सारे podcasts save कर लेते हैं. We don't see those podcasts. We want to engage the mind. We want to be smarter. हम चाहते हैं कि दुनिया के बारे में basic knowledge हो. बहुत अच्छी बेसिक बुक्स हैं और 180 दिन में इतनी अच्छी ग्राउंडिंग हो जाएगी आपकी. It will be like you are a seasoned UPSC aspirant because you will have covered almost everything. We need a basic understanding of the worldview of science. We need a basic understanding of the worldview of spirituality. We need a basic understanding of the worldview of social science, and that is it. Once you have these layers, once you have these 3 layers, you will have more than enough frameworks to understand everything going on in the world. How do you get those? There are 3 fundamental books to be read. A Brief History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson, number 1. That is the number 1 book you will read. Either that or you can read Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Beautiful book, evergreen book, will never go out of fashion. It is a blessing. And if you want to read Bill Bryson, इतने अच्छे से और इतने प्यार से वो लिखी हुई है बुक कि आपको पढ़ने में मजा आ जाएगा. आपको कुछ नहीं करना, आपको दिन में 2 या 3 या 4 पेज पढ़ने हैं. अगर आपने 5 पेज भी पढ़ लिए उस बुक के एक दिन में, आप 100 दिन में उसको 4 बार ही पढ़ लोगे और आप 4 ऐसी किताबें पढ़ लोगे. सो दैट्स योर फर्स्ट बुक दैट यू आर रीडिंग. द सेकंड बुक that you are reading about spirituality is, I have recommended before, is Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Again, simple book, beautiful book, very beautifully written, explains to you what spirituality is, what you might be missing, where you might be misaligned, tells you what there is out there in that world, in that realm of sannyas, in that realm of spirituality. What happens essentially is you will starve, you will fast, you will do relinquishment, you will meditate, and you will purify your soul until the point that the ego and all these mental afflictions stop affecting the mind. That's all there is. The whole thing revolves around that essentially. Supposedly, once the mind is purified enough, it can see divinity, or it can merge inside divinity, etc., etc. But anyway, if that is your primary goal, then that one book can give you an overview enough so that you will be informed. आपको पता होगा ये what is the whole domain about. You will be able to have a conversation with anybody about it, and it might just start something in your life. It might just trigger some sort of mind training spiritual practice, which will be good. It will add another layer to you which was never there before. Now would be a great time to do that. If you have highlighted mindset as your biggest challenge, that means you are probably stuck in either some sort of a mental loop. Here is the beautiful thing about it. It's beautiful but terrible both. If you don't write what you are talking about, and I write everything I am talking about, okay? I don't do anything but write. Here is what I am writing here. Look at this. Look at, I don't know if you can actually gauge, but this is diary number 12. इस 12 का मतलब ऐसी 11 हैं. All my thinking, everything I plan, every video I create, every decision I make, every person I engage with as a member of a team, I write down here, because unless I write down, I do not know. Even this I had written down, and particularly for this video I took it out so that I can actually enumerate it for you. Unless you are writing, you are not getting anywhere. And the problem with mindset with most people is you're stuck in some sort of a loop. And here is how the mind loop works. The mind will think about one thing, बिकॉज हमारी शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी जो है, शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी थोड़ी सी लिमिटेड होती है, तो हम बहुत सारी चीजें एक साथ नहीं कर सकते. अब ये जो 6 चीजों की मैंने आपको लिस्ट बताई, not easy to keep in your short term memory all the time. Therefore, a list helps me. The mind, what it will do, it will talk about 1 or 2 things. It will throw up in your head, and there will be 2 branches. ये करूंगा तो क्या होगा, ये करूंगा तो क्या होगा. उस 2 branches के बाद ये करूंगा तो क्या होगा और ये करूंगा तो क्या होगा. So basically it forks out into 2, and before you know it, it completes some sort of a loop, and some sort of a stupid conclusion is drawn, which might be कि ये तो होगा ही नहीं. It is not worth it. क्या फायदा होगा? This is a self-defeating loop the mind has created. But if you take the same loop and if you put it down on paper, you will realize it was not 1:2, 1:2 type division के folks नहीं हो रहे थे. Actually में it was very different. Actually में the decision looks very different. Actually में it looks like a table with certain scales, and I'll teach you all these decision-making things in the Syllabus of Life Academy. But overall, I am saying you put it on paper. The mental loop that is keeping you stuck will be revealed, and then you can break it. That is how we make our progress. That is how we define our goal. Then that is how we track what our goal is. After 6 months, we will meet again in a video similar to this. I will tell you what progress I have made. You will tell me what progress you have made. आपके जो 6 pillars of life हैं, the 6 pillars of life, you will try to optimize, I will try to optimize mine, and we will compare notes. Until that time, waste not a single day. 180 is a lot of days. In 180, you could be a completely different person. And I'm not just saying that. I have done it before. I was a different person then, I'm a different person now. Look at my videos from 6 months before and look at them now. Although, and let me tell you this very frankly, what I'm doing, you don't see 90% of it. This video creation, content creation stuff is 5%. The rest of it is below the surface. It is below the iceberg. You don't even know, because I don't talk about it too much. Then you get to know slowly when I will reveal it. But all that work is ongoing, and that same progress and insane, I think much better progress, because you're probably younger and you're probably even smarter. That same or even better progress you can make. You're committed, you're connected, you have the right guidance, there should be nothing stopping you. Let the whole thing be set on fire. You go into your monk mode, you figure out these things, you will have the framework, you will have the help, and before 180 days are over, there will be a new identity, there should be a new person, there should be a completely different animal looking at the same video 6 months from now. Thank you.